assalamu alaikum, good morning, khushamdeed, ji ayanu, goeiemorgen.
Khair agale, ni hao, chule shume, washmale. Oh, hi, gozaimas, guten morgen, hola, bonjour, privyet, kaifa hal, hala shuma chatore, alan wasalan, marhaba, buna, mucho, gracias, swabi up, and a very amazing good morning to everybody who's tuned into PTV World and are watching World this morning alongside the very amazing, the very talented, finally back, Shiza Hashmi. Hello, Shiza, how are you today?
I'm absolutely great and I am so happy to be back. What about you?
Thank you very much. You know, we definitely did miss you, because half of the time what happens is that, whenever we know what we're going to do tomorrow, so we split that, okay, I'm going to talk about this, you're going to talk about this. But this time around, I had to do it on my own. And I kind of feel accomplished as well. But other than that, we did really miss you because, when there are people, when there are teammates who actually share the burden of work, I think that it's always great. And since we've always made sure that we work like a team, it's good to have you back.
Thank you so much
for
saying that. But of course,
I
missed you guys as well.
Where were you?
Okay, well, I was in Malaysia. We'll come to that later on. But before, I feel like there's something so important to talk about.
Yes.
Other than the weather, of course, in the Twin Cities, it's beautiful since the last 2 days, I think. And I really, fingers crossed, I hope it's the same, in the week as well. But Shahzad, yesterday.
Oh, yeah, I know where she's pointing right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you call synchronization as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, I know everybody saw the match. England, you truly deserved it, but I think that New Zealand deserved it better than England. Okay. But irrespective of that fact, ladies and gentlemen, it was a lucky game for England because of the fact that the way ball actually hit the finals.
Absolutely.
So congratulations to 1, 2, 3, England.
England.
Wins,
yes, absolutely. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, of course, I did miss doing the show, but
because she went to Malaysia.
Yeah, just a little overview of what this was. So there was an International Achievement Awards function happening in Malaysia, and I'm so proud to say this, that PTV World actually won an award for service to the community, because of course all of us know that we love educating you and informing you at PTV World.
Exactly.
And PTV World actually selected a language that is globally understood and loves to portray the soft image of Pakistan across the world. We open our windows of hope and love to more than 40 countries in the world. That is what we were given an award for, or recognition for. It felt absolutely amazing. I was actually hosting the show with them. Yes, I absolutely loved the experience, and loved representing PTV again over there.
Well, that's just great. And Shiza, it makes me feel so great. And thank you very much, Masood Beg Sahab, as well, that you've actually put in so much effort.
Absolutely.
That in just quite a little time, we have achieved so much as well. And, it feels good to be a part or to have actually played a role towards community service as well. Absolutely. And it feels great as well.
And to be recognized for it.
Yes, and we hope that, we are actually going to share pictures with that same award too as well, ladies and gentlemen. But other than that, how was it for you to be in Malaysia? Because I think that this was your very first time that you were hosting an international show.
Oh, yes, of course.
How was the pressure?
So it was my first time in Malaysia, first of all, and then my first time to host an international show. The pressure, Shahzad, oh my God, it was so much though. While I was preparing for it, it was totally okay, because I really just felt like it's just another show. I'm going to do it because I've been doing it for so long. But when it was the time to finally just go about it, I was almost sweating for real, because, to be honest, Shahzad, you and I are sort of used to doing the show over here together on PTV. So I was like, why am I doing this alone? I really do need a support. But alhamdulillah, it went fine. Other than that,
it would have been fun if I would have been in Malaysia as well, though.
Next time we're going to try to do it together. So, but other than that, Shahzad, I feel like it's very important for any individual, be it an anchor or even a student, though, anyone, to observe at least 4 cultures throughout their lifetime. That is what I feel like. I don't know how many I've done so far. At least 4, I said. At least 4. I mean, I think it's very important for your personality building itself, and, for your own exposure, for the growth of your own mind. Don't you feel so?
Yeah, I truly agree to that as well. And ladies and gentlemen, which is why rather than reading quite a lot of books, even though I do read, but I would prefer traveling to other parts of the world. And whenever you go travel any other part of the world, and the moment you come back, you've got so much to share with people who are obviously out there in 46 different countries, which is why, there's a reason why Shiza has actually mentioned about this exposure thingy, because over here, ladies and gentlemen, one of the bestest, finest, and most superb and fantastic university, NUST, actually came up with this idea of hosting international students over here in Pakistan so that we can share our culture with them and that they can share their culture with us too as well. And that, for once when they're going to go back, they're actually going to let the world know what kind of people Pakistanis are. And other than that, I think that it's a great deal for them too as well. These are young, vibrant students over here in the studios with us, international students, ladies and gentlemen. This time around, they've got 51 international students from 26 different nationalities. Imagine. Wow, I think that it's a great deal, I think, and I've said it off the record too as well. This is something which HEC should be doing, but eventually NUST is doing it. NUST was the first ever university to come up with incubation centers as well, and HEC followed. So, you know, one way or the other, if HEC is actually going to follow the same pattern, I think that our Higher Education Commission would actually be more respectable and would actually have more to offer to all the students out there.
Absolutely. Now, this is more or less under the umbrella of HEC itself, but of course, we will ask the people over here who do have an appropriate answer to this. So, should I be introducing them?
Okay, so I'll give it a try, okay? On my right-hand side, ladies and gentlemen, we have been joined by somebody who's actually manager of placement at NUST. She's none other than Miss Arooba Gilani. Hello, assalamu alaikum, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Thank you very much for joining us. It's wonderful to have you. We are all fine, ladies and gentlemen. Alongside Miss Gilani, we have been joined by Bouthania, Soulef, Abdou. Hello, assalamu alaikum, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Absolutely perfect. Thank you very much for joining us. And my pronunciation was on point, right?
It's great.
It was,
that's
almost,
great. Okay.
Almost there. Yeah, almost there. And last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, for this segment, we've been joined by somebody from Austria. He's none other than Mr. Markus, Renoldner. I think that was correct too as well. Hello, how are you?
I feel great. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much for joining us. It's wonderful to have you. You really do not have to be nervous about anything that you're on TV. Imagine that it's our kind of living room
with
a lot of television.
Forget about the camera.
With a lot of television sets, a lot of cameras, and people from outside the house. Okay.
So before we come to you guys, there's a lot that we need to talk about. Of course, your experience and whatnot. Let's move to Arooba over here. Arooba, you've been on the show before, and more or less. In the same capacity though, you're always sort of, promoting the international internships and whatnot.
Exactly.
So what's different this year? Tell us about the whole plan. Tell us about how many people you've got on board, everything.
Okay, so last year we were hosting about 24 interns.
Okay.
And this year, because of the popularity of the last year programs, we've got over 140 registrations this year.
Wow, more than 140.
Yes.
Wow, that's an
And just alone in NIPIS, NUST Internship Program for International Students. However, we are also hosting interns under two other programs.
We'll talk about those programs. But first things first, we need to know about this program entirely as well.
Okay, so NUST Internship Program for International Students is a program which NUST has developed, and last year it was our first year of launch. And this year alone, we've got, like I just mentioned, that we've got about 140 registrations. And out of those 140 registrations, we gave acceptance to about 60.
All right.
And out of those, we've got like about 24, 25 candidates.
All right. So, Arooba, I know this is a basic question we ask you every other year again, but since you said you gave acceptance to a few of them, is there a certain eligibility criterion that you're looking for?
Yes, there is a eligibility criteria. Also, we need to see that their field of interest should, comply with ours. Yes.
Right.
So we get the acceptance basically from the schools. What are the projects that are ongoing in the schools, and which faculty is willing to take them on board.
Okay.
And so we have subject matter expert with each of the intern. Along with that, we have a student sponsor with each of the intern to facilitate them and to guide them throughout the program.
Wow, that's brilliant.
Well, that's good. But I've got one simple question, and since I've gone through this myself throughout my entire life while I was studying in school and university, but not university, I was a bright student then.
Oh.
But okay, so what I wanted to ask was that why does it happen that last year there were 60 applicants and you shortlisted 40, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think universities have to do it? Why not accept all of them? Why just leave behind 10, 20?
Okay.
Why do we do that?
Sometimes we actually write them about what interest do you have, and what are you going to be doing for the program, because we just don't want to waste their time over here. We really want them to do something concrete, on some projects which are really good for them as well, and it's going to be a win-win situation, of course, for NUST as well.
Okay.
So based on this, that's the only actually criteria.
Okay, so what kind of program are they enrolled with? For example, talking about their internships, because they'll be here for 4 to 6 weeks.
Yes.
Is that the type?
Yes.
And what are they doing? So they've been here for 2 weeks now.
Yeah. There are different domains actually, starting from, it covers all the engineering, management sciences, natural sciences, and from civil to architecture,
Yes.
So all the disciplines.
Oh, perfect. So I think we should be moving on to them now.
Yeah.
So Bouthania, Algeria. Right, so we've never been to Algeria. We've never, right? So
no, I have never
been to Algeria. Tell us, do you find any similarities between Pakistan and Algeria for now, for all the weeks that you've been here?
Yeah, the welcoming of the people. Algerian people are very welcoming.
Welcoming, okay.
Wow.
And there is some spicy food in Algeria.
Spicy food?
Yeah.
Do you like
For
it?
example, can you name
I love
a
it.
few dishes which are most spicy in Algeria?
There is a dish called shakshuka.
Shakshuka?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have shokha people over here too. Yeah, but go on. Yes.
Yeah, and also the mountains.
The
We have some
mountains. Oh, do you like
mountains.
them?
I love the mountains. Yeah.
Oh, you're lucky because you're staying in Islamabad. You'll only find the mountains over here.
I
Not
love
only
them.
though, but you know.
Well, you know, the north is full of mountains.
Yeah, of course,
too.
the north. But since they're planning to go on to Lahore,
I
they're
get
never,
you.
never
Yeah,
going
I
to find
get
that.
you.
But yes.
Which is why I want to know, how was it for you to know that you will actually be enrolled in an internship program in Pakistan?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And how did you get through the process?
So I love discovering new cultures, and I really wanted to discover the Pakistani culture. And then I was studying with one of Pakistani friends, and she was telling me how beautiful is Pakistan. And then I decided to look for opportunities here, and I found this opportunity.
How did you get to this opportunity?
So I was going all around the websites and everything, and then this was the most appealing to me, and then I
Alright.
applied and I got accepted.
All right. So what are you studying? What is this type of internship that you're doing over here?
So I'm studying software engineering at,
wow.
at American University of Beirut.
Okay.
And here I'm doing a research internship.
Okay.
I'm trying to write a research paper on HTTP cookies
Okay.
and their relation with blockchain.
Okay.
that-
Wow. Didn't understand any of that, but I'm pretty
Blockchain,
sure.
yeah, it's great. I mean, it's the topic everybody's talking about
It's
as
the
well.
buzz
But
lately.
Marcus, now I'm going to move on to you.
Yeah.
Now, for the type of person I am, I would love to spend my summer vacations in PJs or probably in shorts on the beach. Why would you be in Pakistan and studying when you can actually take off and be relaxing somewhere in the world?
Actually, I can do both.
Okay.
We've been to Kanpur then, and I was swimming there, so actually that's not a problem. But I'm here for the experience, and most of my colleagues from Vienna, from Austria, they are working somewhere in Austria, maybe in Germany, and I thought that's kind of boring, so I wanted to try something completely new.
Yeah.
And also, before I came here, I didn't really research stuff about the country.
Okay.
So I basically flew here knowing nothing, and the experience was a little bit shocking at first.
Okay.
But
Was there a
It's
culture
shocking for
shock?
us too as well.
no, it's the
How did you
cultural
do that?
shock. I mean, maybe you know that from
Yeah, of
Malaysia,
course,
I
of
don't know.
course.
But actually, the experience so far is perfectly good. So I love the people. They're extremely polite, and I have nothing to complain about.
Oh,
Okay,
wow,
and,
that's
and this is the most interesting part about the internships that, you know, since you were becoming a mechanical engineer
Yeah.
back home in Vienna, right? So you obviously want to learn something new every single day while you're working, and that's the whole motive of you being over here as well, which is why it's the 15th day that you're in Islamabad. What have you learned so far? Can you comprehend?
Yes, I work in a project team with Professor Riaz Mufti. It's a professor from NUST.
It's great that you've learned his name.
Yeah, I had to repeat it a few times, but now I know it. No, actually, our research project is we are developing a testing rig for a pressure valve for Fiat tractors.
Wow.
And that's kind of interesting, but the most important part is that our professor is a very experienced guy. He has his own company.
Oh wow.
And so he knows how to do this, but he's as well, he's aware of the fact that we don't know this stuff, and
Okay.
he's aware of the fact how to learn these processes and how to solve problems. So he's not just teaching us and telling us how to do it, but he encourages us to try things and to fail, and that's the way to learn this.
Wow.
Absolutely. And you know, Shahzad, I feel like this is one of the traits of a very good professor itself, to unlearn and then relearn with the students themselves, because that is how the students do feel comfortable.
Exactly, and that's
But-
what we want as well.
Absolutely. But Shahzad, you remember, I mean, in our times in universities when we were both doing bachelors, on different times though, but I feel like there were not enough opportunities for us, right? In terms of interns, I'll be very honest. I mean, although I used to study in the very same university, but probably because of the course that I had, my major, I didn't have enough opportunities. We really had to go out in the market and look for them, the appropriate ones to find in the vicinity that we were in. Was the same for you though? Do you think times have changed?
Exactly. I think that times have definitely changed. You know, we have moved towards Naya Pakistan. We are evolving. Everybody's more focused and aware about how education trends need to be and what you need to learn in order to actually get a job into the job market.
Right.
But there's a question which comes to
Okay.
my head, and that is that, you know, while I was studying myself, there were labs which were so expensive, the machinery was so expensive,
Yes.
that often teachers won't let us near those things as well. So how about these students who've actually come from outside Pakistan and they really want to get their hands-on job experience? Are you guys, if any assistants or the labs, are all the facilities available for them?
Yes, absolutely. We have all the, we have the state-of-the-art labs and we've always allowed them to use that. And we've made an entire internship program. We've devised that. So they have different days for the lab particularly, So definitely, I mean, lab is the part of the internship
That's
program.
good. So it's been 2 weeks now. What are they going to be doing for the next 2 weeks or 4 weeks?
Okay, so they would be continuing with their research. Along with that, we have planned 2 industrial visits for them. And of course, we just want some cultural exchange. We want to give them a flavor of Pakistan as well. So we've planned some other trips as well for them.
I mean, what are those other trips? Please, come on. You got to give something away.
So yeah, they would be going to Lahore as well, and they'll be going to visiting some museum in Texla. They'll be going to salt mines. So
All right, that
some
sounds
interesting
nice.
trips for them, yes.
Yeah, but it's hot out there, so please make sure that you take your sunscreen with you.
Oh,
as well.
yes,
It's going to be
please
very
do
hot
not
in Lahore, at
forget.
least. Lahore's
So-
going to be very hot.
Absolutely. So Markus and Bouthania, before, of course, you didn't do any research before you were coming here, that's clear, but you did a little bit. So are there some places in your mind or some things in your mind that, on the checklist that you need to do in Pakistan?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really need to go to Kashmir.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And I think rather than taking them to Lahore, just take them somewhere else as well.
Yeah, because it's not going to be hot there and it's so absolutely breathtaking. You probably
Refreshing.
wouldn't, Austria is absolutely so beautiful itself, but having a taste of that from Pakistan, it's going to be so refreshing, I'm pretty sure. I really hope you go there. But yes, other than Kashmir, what else?
There is a mountain, the second highest mountain in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, I think that you're short on time on this one. But it takes 14 days to the base camp only.
Oh, yeah. And it's super crowded.
And
because it's the
have you
season.
tried biryani so far?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you've had
Yeah,
biryani.
yeah.
What else have you tried in Pakistani cuisine?
Sambosa,
Samosa.
Yeah.
Okay,
samosa
okay.
is good.
chicken curry.
Chicken curry,
Yeah.
chicken kadai, yes.
have all
that's
sorts
good
of
too.
that.
Yeah, these are the most common dishes we eat
Yeah.
every day. We Pakistanis eat the same dishes every single day.
And as as she's saying it, the mess menu of NUST is running in my mind. But I promise you guys, it's absolutely great. What about you? Some of the things that you feel like you should do in Pakistan?
Of course, you have to see the nature and the culture.
Yeah.
One experience was quite interesting because we visited a shrine I think it was in Rawalpindi.
Okay.
And we went in there. It was 4 guys of us, all from Europe. And suddenly all the children in there were collecting, like they were gathering around us. They were taking photos with us and treating us like a celebrity. And then they were buying scarves for us. And
Oh, wow.
they gave them to us. And we also got something to eat, like a special sweet dish. I've forgotten the name.
Barfi?
But you eat it for breakfast.
Halwa?
Yeah.
Halwa, yay.
Exactly.
Halwa?
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
Okay, did you like it though?
Yes, I liked it.
Okay.
It's very, it is sweet and it tastes very nice.
But don't
so-
have too much of it,
Yeah,
It's
just
not
a
so
spoon or
much.
Just a little bit.
That's great. But now the entire motive for you guys coming here
Yeah.
is to take something back so that you can so that we can actually talk about the cultural exchange programs as well. Do you think that there are any similarities in between the type of culture we have over here or in Austria? I don't think so. Do we? Do we have joint family system in Austria?
Huh? Sorry?
Do we have joint family systems in Austria?
Yes, I think that the family as a social structure is a little bit more important in Pakistan than in Austria.
Wow.
But of course there are similarities. I mean, we're all humans, so
Yeah.
of course. I would say that Pakistani guys are very friendly and polite towards foreigners.
Yep.
Yes.
And I've experienced
we do
the
have
same
this
thing
good
in
privilege.
in my surroundings in Austria. So I would say that's a big similarity.
Oh, that's good. What about you?
I
Well, you
found
did already mention the
Yeah.
spicy food, but other than that.
also the colorful clothes. So if you can see here, I'm wearing Algerian clothes.
Is this traditional Algerian clothes?
It's tamazigh.
You know what?
Okay.
We have these kind of clothes in Sindh as well.
Oh, yes.
You'll be
almost
surprised to
similar.
know that,
Yes.
So
Wow.
this is the native clothes of North Africa.
Oh, nice, nice.
And yeah, I'm combining it with jewelry from Pakistan.
Jhumke, wow. I wish we could zoom in a little, but she's wearing like Pakistani jhumke along with the traditional attire from her own country. That is
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful.
So the colors here are very similar to our colors.
Yeah.
And yeah, I
You're
meant-
very vibrant. Yeah, in terms of clothes and in terms of the truck art that we have and everything.
Yeah, that's great. We love colors, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
and which is why people know us as a colorful nation, you know. Yeah, that's what it is. But thank you very much for being with us. It was wonderful to be in conversation with you.
Absolutely.
And whenever you guys are back, probably for your jobs too as well, that'll be great. We'll have you over as well. Thank you very much, Ms. Arooba, for giving us time and letting us know that there are these amazing people who've come from outside Pakistan to learn and experience the culture of Pakistan. And when you go back, just be honest about Pakistanis, okay?
Yeah.
That's the best we want from you guys. But right now, there's one simple thing that we've actually got a newer segment, and it's by the name of Picture of the Day.
Yes.
So we're going to share a picture, and you get to share your thoughts about the picture.
Yes, whatever
okay,
you
each
take
one
away
of
from
you.
that.
So whenever we're ready, Mr. Producer, let's see. Let's take a look. I think it's a baby boy. Yes, it's a baby boy.
It's
dressed
almost
as
like
a
three
duckling.
ducklings.
Yes. So what do you have to say, Markus?
Anything that comes to your mind while looking at this picture?
You really don't have to be friends with humans, because you can have fun with animals too as well.
Exactly.
I think that's what I think about the picture.
Yeah, I mean, it's nature, it's creations, right? So you
Yes.
can all coexist.
Markus.
So yeah, it reminds me a little bit of the nature and the animals in Pakistan. We were hiking one day, like it was last week, I think. We were hiking on Trail 6 behind the Faisal Mosque.
Yep.
And they were like warning us about the leopards there. So
Oh,
I was a
yeah.
little bit scared. And this picture reminds me of the nature and the animals in Pakistan.
And believe me, when I was this age, you know, ducks were leopards for me. What about you? What do you have to say?
So the first thing I noticed was the color of the yellow color, which is very
Right, it's very eye-catching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that all Pakistani clothes have this color, most of them, yeah. And I love how the baby is stunned by the creature, the duck, and how he's following it. And
It's great. He's just
and also
relaxed.
sort of fearless, you know. I mean, I feel like as you grow up, you sort of develop this fear of animals around you, and you really don't want to be near them. But when you're a kid, you really don't understand the things that can go wrong
because
with you.
you're
So you
stupid.
just
Yeah, that's it. You really do
I
not
was
want to
using
be
the
close
kinder
to
words
these
for
things.
that,
Yes.
though.
What about you, ma'am? What do you have to say about
I
the
guess
picture?
it's the happiness lies in the little things, you know.
Oh, that's
Oh, that's good. What about you, Sheila?
I already said so many things.
Oh, well, come on. You got to
No,
say one thing.
Okay, just one thing that I feel like, I mean, when you're a kid, you're fearless. And I think taking that part of your childhood, being fearless, should be very important in your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very well said. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going for a short break. Don't go anywhere, because we have got more students to catch up
Absolutely.
with. Good
Stay
morning.
tuned.
Magla Hills, the heaven of Islamabad. The abode of God, a place where you can explore your soul and meet power of natural elegance of mountains. Spread over an area of 12,605 hectares, the Magla Range, the foothills of Himalayas, are youngest hills with an age of 5,000 years old.
Welcome back to World This Morning with Shahzad Khan and Shahzad Hashmi, ladies and gentlemen, on a beautiful and refreshing Monday morning. I can't say that on behalf of Shahzad, though. It's refreshing for me because I'm joining back after
It's refreshing
a very
for
long
me
time.
too as well because
Always,
you're joining
though.
us back. You're joining us back.
No, always though. He is, you know, I always say, Shahzad, you are the energy factor of the show.
Thank you
and
very
that is how it is even after more than a year now. But moving on to what we are talking about today, ladies and gentlemen, this is the international internship program that is happening in Islamabad, one of the very popular universities called NUST.
Yeah,
no,
she studies there as well.
No, they did not pay us. We're just doing it out of love for our country.
Yeah.
So in the first segment, we were joined by two of the students who have come on this exchange program. Now we have replaced them with two more.
Yes, exactly. And then at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, earlier we were joined by the management placement at NUST, but right now we've actually been joined by somebody who's assistant manager at NUST. She's none other than Miss Maryam. Akmal, hello, assalamu alaikum. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you very much. Welcome back.
Thank you.
It's good to have you. And alongside Miss Maryam Akmal, ladies and gentlemen, we have been joined by somebody who's actually from Czech Republic. He's none other than Miss Voytech Andrish. Hello, how are you?
Hello, thank you. Great.
Thank you very much for joining us. It's wonderful to have you. And it's a pleasure to actually host people from outside Pakistan, wherever they might probably be from. Thank you very much once again. And last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, we've been joined by this cute little lady. She's from Austria. She's none other than Miss Isabella Wagner. I think that was correct, right? Yeah. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us. It's wonderful to have you guys. But before we move on to you, I just wanted to be in conversation with Miss Akmal over here. So Shiza, I've asked you quite a lot of times that, you know, it's so hot out
Moment
there.
of truth.
Do you actually get to have air conditioners in your hostels? Was it a yes or a no?
You know what? Since they didn't pay me, I'm going to be honest over here. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, moment of truth over here. No. So the local hostels that we have in NUST.
What do you mean by local?
No.
Do we have international hostels?
No. They are staying in the same hostel.
Oh, yeah, wait.
Same
We're
hostels, but we're talking
back
about
to
the
you.
facilities though. So
Yeah.
we are not allowed to have air conditioners in our rooms
Oh my
because, of course, I have three people staring
Which
at me right
means,
now.
which means that our international guests or students are actually not getting to sleep in air-conditioned
No,
rooms?
they are. But you know
are
what,
you guys
Shahzad?
getting to sleep in an
Air-conditioned
air-conditioned?
rooms? You are.
Oh, well, Shiza,
Well,
your
as
university is very
unfair-
biased with you.
As unfair as it is, I'm really happy though. I mean, they should definitely enjoy all the facilities that we have here in Pakistan.
Exactly.
No regrets, a little maybe. But yes, moving on to you, Maryam. Let's talk about all
What
the
kind
facilities.
of services are you providing them?
Okay, actually we have on-campus accommodation and those are air-conditioned rooms.
Wow.
Wow, jealous a little.
Then we have all the sports activities, the gym services, and other than that, we have planned some recreational activities for them as well.
Right.
So on every weekend, or they are going somewhere like Trail 6, Monal, and Taxila, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Just one thing though, I don't mean to complain, but since I was speaking to all of them before this, they said that they do have certainly some plans that they need to go to, but because of course, security reasons, you really have to, you know, approve certain things and not approve some. So how do you manage that? I mean, whatever they suggest, do you, you know, put them in the plan?
Yeah, we put them in the plan, like the Lahore plan. They requested us that we want to go to Lahore, so we included that plan.
Oh, that's
Then we
great.
have a plan for Murray as well. Next weekend we
they're
are
gonna
going to
love it.
Murray. Yeah.
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 That's great.
That's
And
great.
which is why there are just two more things which I wanted to ask. That is that under this NUST International Student Internship Program, there are two more programs, right?
Yes.
What are those?
Okay, so this year we are hosting 51 students under 3 programs. One is NAPIS, the second one is ISTA, and NUST is hosting the ISTA program since 2013.
What is this program?
It's basically a exchange program. So some students from Pakistan, they go abroad, and some students from abroad, they came to Pakistan for some technical internship.
Wow.
Oh, perfect.
So yeah, it's only focuses on the technical internship, not the management side.
Okay, okay.
And the other one is Isaac.
Yeah.
And in Isaac, this year, around 75 students from NUST, they are going abroad for the internship.
Wow,
That's
that's
brilliant.
great.
And that's not technical, right? Anyone can apply for
Yeah, anyone can
Oh,
apply.
that's great.
Yeah. And 15 students from abroad, they are coming to NUST on the Isaac program.
Yeah.
And ours is like
I
75.
mean, I like it when people over in Pakistan say, you know, there are people coming from abroad. I can only think of chocolates, you know, oh, somebody's coming from outside Pakistan, chocolates.
But
Why
that's
not?
a signal, I get that.
Yeah. But Voytech, moving on to you, how
Yeah.
did you actually get to know about this international student internship program?
Actually, I didn't search for that,
Okay.
but one friend of mine, a classmate, he has a friend and she contacted us if we want to go to Pakistan and experience such a thing.
So what was your first response?
Yeah, I said yes because I like to discover new things and
Well, that's
Pakistan is really different and something new for me. So
And you didn't have any second thoughts?
not really.
Oh, that's
But
great.
you might have
That's
gone
great.
back home, you know, you might have discussed it with your parents and, you know, they might have said something.
For
And
sure, I
then,
will.
Were they
you know,
conscious?
fortunately or unfortunately, if you're in a relationship over there, you might have had a few experiences of that too, whether I should be going or not. How was it?
Yeah, like for example, my mother, she's quite worried about me, but that's natural thing, and
Yeah, exactly.
I think she's handling it so
What's
far.
her
Tell
name?
her it's all good.
What's her name?
Daniela Andrsheva.
Daniela Andrsheva, you know, your son is actually doing great over here in Pakistan.
He's in good hands.
And we definitely know that now when you're actually watching him on television for the very first time, I believe, you're way more happier. And imagine that, you know, every other place on this globe has actually got something very unique to share. And Pakistan had to share the sense of humor from this guy and brains from this one as well.
Oh, wow, thank you.
But yeah, that's great. And it's good to have you over here. What about you, Isabella? How did you get to know about it?
I'm actually here with the ISD program.
Okay.
So I've been looking on the homepage of that for years and I never found anything suitable for my studies. And then I saw the program offered from NUST and it was like fitting very well to what I'm doing at university.
Exactly.
So I applied and I was really happy to be accepted.
And that's great. So you're doing two different degrees, right?
At home,
So
yeah.
you're doing food technology and the other one is?
Industrial engineering.
Isn't
Wow.
it literally really hard to do 2 degrees at one time?
And
I-
Just asking, because it was
months.
hard for me to do one.
Same here.
Well, I don't have much free time, let's
Okay.
say that. But it's both are really, really interesting, so it's worth it for me.
And how do you think that it was in line with what you wanted to do over here?
I'm doing plant biotechnology here,
Okay.
which is really interesting. I'm working on molecular biology, which is
Wow.
what I've done before in my bachelor's as well. And it kind of fits to both of my degrees as well, especially because I'm studying international industrial engineering. So being here on an international exchange also helps with that. And yeah, so far it's like really going great, and I'm
So
doing
far, so good.
yeah, very
Okay.
interesting research here.
And you know, all of the rest of the students had to share their things that, you know, okay, they ate this and whatnot. What about you guys? Where have you been? I mean,
Yes.
obviously you guys have been around in a group, but do you have something extra to share, which they did? I mean, what happens when you're not actually able to sleep at night? Probably want to go out for a drive or a walk. I mean, how do you cope
Oh,
up
there's
with
a
these
curfew
things?
in NUST.
There's a
Yeah,
curfew.
there's a curfew.
How are you dealing with the curfew?
It is,
Is it for you guys as well?
yeah,
Oh my
it is
God.
unusual to get used to.
This is how you
Unusual.
not host people from outside the country, okay? But it's for your safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But what do you have to say about it, curfew time? Just like that. Is it good?
don't look at them, just look at us.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm not used to it, so I need to get used to it. But I can understand, like, also it's for safety, so it is important, I guess.
What about you, Voytech?
Yeah, I'm not really used to such a thing as well, but I can understand that.
But
and
have
I
you
think
tried
it's-
sneaking out?
Oh, you can. Oh, we'll talk about this off the record, though.
I think probably, Shiza, once you go back to the hostel, you can
They're never
actually
gonna
help
let
them
me
too as well. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we've got one amazing video to share with you guys, because hands can be very wonderful at work.
Absolutely. And
Let's
what
do that.
artists can do, it goes beyond so many horizons that we can even think of. Let's take a look at this one. Is it ready yet?
Yes, it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so, you know, there's a sole purpose why we were sharing this video, because I don't know, well, quite a lot of people know or does not know that a lot of people who actually are famous now have been on the streets earlier. And I think that for everybody who thinks that there's talent within themselves and they want to share it with the world,
Yes.
it can be anywhere, it can be displayed anywhere. It's not really important to be in front of hundreds and thousands of people.
Absolutely.
Because there are people who made their way. For example, you know, we talk about Rambo, Sylvester Stallone. You know,
Even Ed
he
Sheeran, I think
even
he
actually
started in the
he even
streets.
actually had to sell his dog to actually eat something. You know, so imagine that, you know, there were
Wow.
people who've been through hardships, hardships will come, but eventually, if you will be dedicated 24/7, 365 days a year, you will definitely be at a point where you think that you are actually successful. And it
Really,
feels good.
absolutely. You're so right, Shahzad. And I think it's the art that matters. I mean, it's the magical artist inside you that matters. Doesn't matter if you're on the street, doesn't matter if you're on a stage. If you enjoy doing it, you're definitely going to get a lot of appreciation about it.
Exactly.
And that is what just happened to this person that, you know, in the video that we shared. Let's come to you guys. Do you guys have any hidden talents? Fingers crossed. Do
Anybody
you?
who can sing or anybody who can do something else. I mean, we want to learn something
Or
from
probably
you guys.
rap
as well.
or even beatbox or anything like that. Yeah?
I don't think I'm a talented person, yes.
Oh, come on, don't say that.
But for example, I play cello.
Oh my
that's
God,
great.
I always say this to him. Cello is one of my favorite, most instruments. Oh
Really?
wow, I wish you could share a video. If we knew earlier, we would definitely. What about you?
Well, I'm a musician too. Like all of my families are musicians, and I agree. Cello is the most beautiful instrument.
It is so much. Oh my God, I wish we could listen to it or watch it live, but
That's great, but
our
which is
bad.
why, you know, now I'm going to come down to one of the technical questions, and the sole purpose of you guys over here is to actually, you know, have an exchange of cultural aspects. I mean,
Yes.
so what kind of culture do we get to experience in Czech Republic?
It's completely different.
It's completely different.
Like how?
And that's why I love my stay here in Pakistan, because it's something different, something new for me.
Really?
So in our country, it's more like people are not so welcoming. They're not so polite on the streets. It's just like they more focus on their own thing and they don't care about the others. But the thing I like in Pakistan is that really a lot of people are trying to communicate with me somehow, even though they don't speak English, for example. But they are trying to be hospitable and to be nice to me.
Well, that's
That's
great.
nice.
really
That's
great.
nice.
And let me tell you honestly, if you happen to go on a shop or just to go for shopping, I think that people are not actually going to take money from you too as well.
Yeah, why though? Why this Gora privilege? We're
This is-
definitely going to
it's
have
not-
a show about it.
It's not that privilege. It's
It
just
is.
the kind of hospitality. For example,
No,
even if
Shahzad,
you would
no.
have been on my shop,
No.
and since you're my colleague, I wouldn't ask you for money.
That's something else, Shahzad. We know each other for such a long time. Even, you know, same with me though.
Yeah.
But this specifically, you know what, this is something we definitely need to talk about after this show probably. But that's great. You know, that is what, even if I've heard about Czech Republic as well, that probably people on the streets are not going to care about what you're doing. They'll do their own thing. Which is, I don't know, not bad though.
Everybody minds their own business. Yeah?
It's good,
That's
it's
what
good,
it
that's
is.
nice, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they mind their own
And also I
business.
think the language barrier over there, right?
Also, yes, I don't think many people in our country speak English or any second language
Okay.
well. So
Can you share
Guess
with us
not.
something in your language so maybe we can learn a little?
okay.
Okay, anything.
So, dobrý den, jmenuji se Voytech Andreš a jsem z České republiky, je mi 23 a studuju v Praze, ale žiju v jižních Čechách.
We wanted to learn.
Oh wow, no, but what did it mean though?
Okay, oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I thought,
No
okay,
problem.
okay. So I can learn you something, teach you something basic. So
Just how
tell
to
us
say
some-
good morning.
Yeah,
good
a
morning.
greeting,
Okay,
a greeting.
that's dobré ráno.
Dobré ráno.
Dobre rano.
Dobré
Yes.
ráno? Yeah,
Dobré
that's
ráno,
dobré
ladies and
ráno. Yeah,
gentlemen.
that's great. But what about you, Isabella? Austria and Pakistan, cultural similarities.
Well, the thing is, like, Austria is right next to the Czech Republic,
Yep.
so the culture is very similar there. And I've also realized that here, when I walk around, everybody approaches me and asks me, "How are you? How you feel here?" And I feel really, really welcomed, and it's very different in Austria.
Yeah.
Like especially in the capital where I live, the people wouldn't
Yeah,
even
right,
greet
yeah.
each other.
Okay.
And never stop or to ask each other how they are feeling. And I think one of the best experiences was one time I was, when the first time I had dinner at the dining hall in the hostel,
Yeah.
I was sitting alone. And I thought, okay, I will be eating alone now. And then suddenly, like, lots of other girls came over that I didn't know and joined me for dinner. And it was so nice that I didn't have to eat alone. I felt so happy.
Oh,
That's
that's so
just great.
sweet though.
And
okay, and now
amazing.
your turn to teach us something in your language.
What do you want to know?
A greeting, probably anything nice to ask.
I will say like good
Good
morning
morning.
would
Yeah.
be guten Morgen, but I heard you say it
Good
before.
morning, yeah.
So we speak German in Austria.
Yep.
A greeting, hallo, would
Hallo.
be.
Okay.
Okay,
Hello.
that's great. So let me just refresh my memory. What was it?
Dobre rano.
Dobré ráno.
Dobré ráno. Dobré ráno. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to listen to this probably
Every other
from
morning.
tomorrow onwards. Dobré ráno. Yeah,
No,
that's
but
great.
Maryam,
Yeah.
do you, since you know you do deal with all these international students every year, this must be such a new experience for you every year.
Yeah.
Do you get to learn a lot about other cultures and you enjoy
exactly.
that?
And other than that, we have student sponsors with us. So
Okay.
they got the exposure, you know, of the, that culture and of learning and all these things. Yeah.
And it's just great. And thank you very much for being with us. It's wonderful to have you. I'm very sorry, but we're very short of time as well. But we definitely want to thank all of you as well for choosing Pakistan.
Yes.
And to all of you as well. I mean, yeah,
Pakistan
they're listening to as well. Thank you very much. And thank you very much, NUST, for opening the windows of opportunities to the rest of the world. And I think that this is the way to move forward.
Absolutely.
And I think that HEC actually needs to look into the type of framework NUST is using to promote education and to promote their own students and how to get people to Pakistan and have these cultural exchange programs where there's hands-on job learning as well.
Absolutely.
And then they get to experience our culture. Fabulous.
Absolutely. So ladies and gentlemen, if there's anything you need to write to us, write on our Facebook page with the name of
Well This Morning.
On Twitter.
Well This Morning without a G.
Daily Motion on YouTube.
Well This Morning, Well This Morning.
And the repeat you can catch at
5:11 p.m. tonight. Till the next time, Dabrara, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning. Take care.
Thank you very much.